Welcome back to the channel. If you were paying attention in the last video, we got the things kind of laid out for what we're gonna do for a chassis. In this video, we're building this chassis. Let's get to work. If you missed the last video, yes, I am now wearing some spectacles. Them old man eyes are catching up to me. They may make me look smarter. I am not smarter. That's just, glasses don't fix that problem. I have saved you, well, maybe myself, the embarrassment, you, the pain of figuring out a lot of stuff I've been trying to figure out. I've got chalk all over the frickin' garage floor here like I'm a 5-year-old drawing with chalk in the driveway. It's all good. I've even got the old whiteboard out because I'm a real YouTuber now. I got a whiteboard. That's kind of what we're looking at doing. I had many different ideas, designs, thoughts, and at the end of the day, I got to remember to tell myself, some things you just need to keep simple, Simon, because, well, you only have so much time and so many hours in a day and so many people here helping you. And today we got a garage full of, well, me. So, this is what we're gonna do. Like I said, I had angles and dangles and all different kinds of cool, well thought out, different, unique ideas. We're gonna keep this simple and basic, and I'm sorry if you're gonna be disappointed by that, but it's my build, my stress, my time. It is what it is. We'll fish plate and make it look as cool as we can, but it's gonna be square, kind of like me. And as much as I struggle with finding angles and curves and all this with this, I don't want to deal with it with this. But don't you worry, even though I spared you a lot of that drama of me having mental breakdowns like I tend to do on this channel, there'll be more. I guarantee it. There's gonna be struggles for me on this. So don't worry, you ain't gonna miss out on my pain. So if you're into that, you're welcome. All right, where do we start? Let's go. We gotta figure out, so, did you see this? Look. The wheel is actually on. It's on an adapter. It's not bolted for sure, but the axle is at ride height. Nope, the axle is at wheel height. So this is the height of the axle when it's gonna be in the car. As you can see in the previous video, I still haven't cut any of that out because I need to know this stuff first. I did pick up steel. Golly, I am all over the place. Damn it, Simon. I think you forgot your pills again this morning. Son of a, Let's pause, hit the brakes, and reset this. Okay, Simon, slow down, make some sense here. We have the axle level and at what would be the height of it with the wheels on. I thought my frame was gonna be 24 inches wide back here. It's probably not going to be 24 inches wide because that's gonna really crimp where I can put some things because it's like 22 inches wide from here to here. So we'll have to address that, but I think we're just gonna start on the rails. Golly, Simon, get back on track. You're going off the rails. You're going off the rails, Simon. Focus. We're just gonna start with making a rail. This block right here represents the compressed airbag. DX Customs, Travis Nord brought a couple boxes a few months back of a bunch of used leftover airbag suspension stuff that he's used and tried and didn't have success with or changed his setups with or whatever the case may be. So he's had this stuff just laying around. He says, use what you can use. And that's awesome. Did I even finish talking about this? Geez, Simon. So that block is the compressed height roughly of the bag I'm gonna use. It's about 4 5/16 of an inch. So I know at minimum, this frame step up at the bottom needs to be 24 inches. I'm gonna go to 25 inches and then that way I've got a little room for up and down if I wanna do something, however I wanna do something. Because I haven't planned that far enough ahead to know how I'm gonna mount my airbags because when I try and plan ahead, I run into roadblocks of things I didn't know about, like the axle width being not usable for the 24-inch width frame. Yep, that's me. So if any of that made any sense and you are still here, basically, we're gonna build this. This is what we're gonna build. This is stuff I wrote down, not for your benefit, for mine, so I don't forget things. So yeah, so let's just start somewhere. This is the part where it'd be nice if somebody could at least tell me where to start. What part do you start on, Simon? I don't really know. Do we just build the step? Is that what we build? Do we build the step up and over and then add it to the frame rail? Do we lay the frame rail out and then build the step up over off of it? I don't know. I don't know what you do. Let's just, I don't know. Let's, yowzer. I think what we'll do, I think we're just gonna start by building the box up and over. No, I don't know if that's right. See, it didn't take long for that self-doubt and confusion to step back in, did it? No, it did not. I think, All right, we're just gonna go for it. All right, here we go. First cut, new chassis, 2026. High-class trash, Ratrod build-off. Let's hope we don't screw the very first cut up. I've gone and made extra steps and made sure the thing's level. It's level. It's level. I've measured it 6 times. It's either going to be right or it's going to be wrong. We won't know until we cut it, until I figure out what I screwed up. That's just the way it is. Let's just cut it and see what happens. So apparently we're going to trip the breaker. That didn't take long. All right, we're back. I readjusted some cords, plugged some things in some different spots, reset the breaker. So apparently that's not much throw for there. Not enough throw for there. We're pretty damn close though. This Evolution saw, I love it. So what I think a guy's got to do is, for these wider pieces, you actually got to unbolt this, shift it down to probably one of these notches, which I probably will do, and then it would make that cut, I bet. Let's find out. Okay. This is going good. This is going really good. I always wondered what the extra holes and gauges were for on this. Never even put 2 and 2 together until right now when I needed it. You didn't think I read the instructions on it, did you? Come on. I bet that's why that's like that. It's another reason I like this saw, I guess. Added in the pros column. Beautiful. Now, will it make the cut now? Sure would have been handy to do this before I started cutting, but here we are. We live and we learn. All right. Beautiful. Just trying to stay focused, stay on that rail, people. I'm just trying to stay on that rail and not screw something big up right now that's going to affect future Simon, because that guy has been taking a lot of hits lately from me. It's the unfortunate part of being that guy, I guess. Remember that whole bit about keeping it simple, Simon? Yeah. I must just be a freaking idiot because I don't even take my own advice. That's just, why do I do this to myself? We've now got an angle cut here, 45-degree angle, so we better get weld all the way around that. That'll be good. I'll still probably fish plate it. Who knows? Up here, you think I could just, oh, Simon, just do the same thing. 45-degree angle, fish plate it, done. You would think. You would frickin' think that's what I would do. But no, I'm me. And I can't. My brain just won't let me. So what we've done, oh, well, I haven't done it yet. What we're gonna do is I went and cut this 29-inch inside-to-inside piece at 35 inches, so it goes outside to outside. I've marked it. Let's start with the upright. I have marked the upright, so when we cut it, it's going to look like that. And then this top piece, I'm going to cut about there, and it's going to curve down and stay straight there. So this will, I don't know, that's confusing me. That's not there. That line doesn't exist. So we're going to cut it with this little curve. I left a little tab here just in case. And my plan is to slowly force this piece, is this even on camera? It is. Force this piece down and around. So eventually we will have a radius corner versus a straight corner. Is this worth it? I don't know. Is there any structural integrity increase by doing this? I don't know. Are we still going to fish plate it? Yes, probably. But it'll have a curve here, so that's kind of cool, I think. I will show you. I don't know how well it's going to pick up on camera, but you know, I got it all marked out. I marked it. I gotta have arrows, otherwise I'll cut the wrong side and it won't work with a 45-degree angle and we'll screw it all up. Also, I mark which side of the car it goes on, passenger for P. Inside, I always try and put the seam on the inside. It don't frickin' matter, but I like to do it that way. But yeah, where these X's are, this little piece is going to come out here, so it'll get welded across here, across the back here, across the other side, and then when that piece folds down and around, it'll all get welded here. That seems like more weld coverage, so maybe it should be better. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wasting my time. I don't know. That's why we're just going to try it and see. If I screw this up and we got to cut new pieces of steel, then so be it. It's not the end of the world. So we'll probably start with the curved piece, honestly, because I got a higher likelihood of screwing that cut up than I do this one. So we'll do this, see how it comes out, and go from there. But that's what we're working on. And then, you know, it'll basically be snugged up like that with the curve in there. Yeah, I think so. Looks good. I have to give a shout out to the viewer. I don't want to say their name just in case they get in trouble, but their job is fabrication factory of some sort, and they can't have cross-contamination, so their cutoff wheels and grinding discs, flap wheels, whatever you want to call them, they can only use them for one project, and then they have to be disposed of just because of cross-contamination for whatever they're working on. So therefore, he sent me a box of barely used abrasives. Freaking awesome. I'm using the crap out of them. Here we go. Ready or not, Simon? Don't screw up because you don't want to redo it. Alrighty, not too shabby, not too shabby, Simon. Oh, this helmet is annoying me. It won't stay up. Oh, it looks like it's missing pieces. That's probably why. That's probably not supposed to be so floppy. Well, I think we do the other side. Just that way, if it works, we don't have to come back and do that while it's in a big L shape if it's connected to this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down, I'm sure of it. First time this year, Belverado's going for a drive. Probably should tell her she doesn't have current tabs. Nah, we'll let the cops do that. Anywho's, don't be fooled, people. I'm in a t-shirt. The garage door is open. We didn't just time jump into the future with warmer weather here in Minnesota. It was like 30-some degrees this morning. It's 70-something now. The joys of spring, I love it. This is the weather we yearn for, people. We love this weather. Oh, it's such a reward after having such frigid temperatures and stupid snow for so long. Anywho, where were we? That's right, frame rails. We got, oh, the Belverado sounds good. You guys probably couldn't hear it, but I could. Here's what we got cooking. I have got my jig table. It is a perfectly machined surface. 10 thousandths tolerance, I promise you. We got official shims, shimmed everywhere to make sure everything's level. Hopefully this is all on camera. Everything's level, left, right, east, west, X, Y axes. It's all level. We're squared up in the corner. So I don't think I can get it much better than what I got it with what I got to get it with what I can. So we're just gonna, at this point, start buzzer together. I was gonna say I've been getting really good until I realized I screwed up. Not far in the distant past, Simon wouldn't have ground off mill scale. He thought, brand new steel, don't even need to prep it, it's good to go. It's better than the rusty garbage I've been welding. Yeah, people, you need to clean off the mill scale. I've learned this over the recent years, and I've been better at it. Not great at it, but better at it. And we forgot, we gotta clean the mill scale off there yet. So I'll probably grind that down just a smidge, get that crap off of there, and we'll put some tacks in there and start holding there together, and probably flip her over to the other side, make sure we keep everything square and level as we possibly can, and then we'll start wrapping this guy around. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out yet. We'll figure it out, we always seem to. We're just gonna start by tacky-tack-a-tack-a-roo. I should put the camera on this side though, because that sun glare from the garage door being open, because it's beautiful out, and that whole thing. Hopefully I'm really trying to make sure I put the cameras in better angles, because I usually set the camera up and then start working and realize I am right in the position that I'm trying to film, and you guys see my back and sparks from around. Hey, look at that, that's a pretty good shot. I have been welding sheet metal poorly for so long that it's been so long since I've had the opportunity to be able to weld something heavy like some 3/16 steel. So I'm excited for this. Is now a good time to check our levels still? Level, level, level-ish. We're golden. Oh yeah. Nothing like the sound of thick. Oh, you know what? I still forgot to grind the mill scale. Damn it, Simon. We'll have the editor edit that part out. I swear, people, one of these days I'm gonna be good at this stuff. It won't be today though. This is not working well with my glasses. How do you guys do this that wear glasses? Can I get prescription welding glasses? Oh boy, put my camera right on top of my square. That's actually a triangle. We are still holding square. Think now we'll flip this baby over, level it again, and tack the other side. Yes, I definitely think that's what we're gonna do. Do I need to clamp this again? I should probably clamp this again. Everything is still square and level with our shims perfectly placed.
Oh, now it's off center though.
She's locked. Let's weld it. Huh, forgot the mill scale again. I'm a professional. All right, that looks pretty darn good, people. Pretty darn good. 29 inches, right on the nuts. Smack dab perfect. Beautiful. All right, now what? Do we try and force that around a little bit, maybe? I'm not sure this is the proper way to do it. Nope, that didn't work. Hammer. We need a hammer. Let's hammer it. Hammer time. I resisted the urge to grab the biggest hammer possible. Yeah. Not moving. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. This is fine. This is fine, people. Uh-huh. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's all okay. It's all okay. I hope it's all okay. How do I do this? I never once processed how this part would work. All right, so we got these flushed up nice. The cut on the top cap, not so flush. You okay over there?
Uh-huh.
We got her a little narrow on the one side, it looks, but perfect damn near on this side. Let's just give her a little tappy. All right, this is gonna be okay. We're gonna make this work. Perfect, I hope. I hope that's perfect. We can check it. We got it, we got it all welded up now, so if it's wrong, too late, live with what you got. Beggars can't be choosers. That's pretty darn close right there. And that's what we're after. Hell yeah. We kept that thing leveled and squared and true as best as I possibly could on my custom built jig frame table right here. It's as good as it's gonna get in this garage. I'm overall really happy with it. It's all welded up. I ground it down and smoothed it out because I wanna, like I said, I'm still gonna fish plate it here. I don't know if it needs it. We're just gonna do it. If you're wondering how smooth and correct all this came out, it didn't. It's not real smooth. Obviously, I was beating on it with a hammer and the radius isn't perfect, but overall, it doesn't look terrible. But it's not factory formed bending, that's for damn sure. But I'm quite content with it, honestly. I have no complaints that I'm gonna tell you anyways. So now we're at the point we gotta get the back leg done, which is right there. I already got it cut. So we'll get that over to there. Nope, wait, wrong end. It goes here. We'll get that onto here. It'll look like this. We'll have our first U done, also known as a frame step. We'll get the other side done, so we'll have two big frame U's, steps. And then we'll start laying out and figuring out and seeing how we're gonna make it all width and that whole part of it, but we got to get through this part first. I'm excited to be this far along already. It took me a little bit to get going with the planning and the figuring out how we're going to do it, but we're making up time because we're welding real steel and we're not burning through every 3 seconds. So I'm pretty happy about that. There we go. We got her. We got one complete step done. Both curves. This is curve 1, not that great. This is curve 2, slightly better, and I'm happy with that. And just because I got it all knocked out and even looking better on the secondary curve, it's not perfect. It's still got some issues. Don't be fooled. I want you to be assured I'm not getting good at this fab stuff. I'm still on par with normal. It's just easier because it's heavier metal than, you know, all that bodywork stuff we've been dealing with. And we got her locked in good. And she's still square. Look at that. It's hard to tell because there's a weld in there now, but it's still square, and I'm pretty freaking happy with that. I will tell you, it's not without its flaws because it did flex on me a little bit. Not sure how or why, because I thought I had that thing locked, clamped, ready to rock on the table before we fired up the old buzz gun, but apparently not. Apparently something still flexed. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's gonna be on the back side. This is the one that's, I'm pretty sure, flexed because this all lays true. This arm is kicked up. Like I said, probably not that big of a deal. And when we go and put our cross members in, we'll get her flexed into where she needs to be flexed into, and it'll be held in with force. So that's that. So we now have one complete step over for our axle. But don't worry, don't worry. Through the magic of YouTube, we now have 2 steps over the axle completed and ready to go. And you would have thought, you know, the curves would have got better with every one. They didn't. Number 2 was about the peak, and then we just kind of leveled up from there, and well, these aren't perfect either. I was happy though that this one I must have had clamped better because she doesn't have near the flexing, not the flexing, near the warpage that the first one did. So we did a better job clamping this one down, I guess. But it's not without its own flaws. No, not at all. Can you hear it? Somehow, I didn't pay attention, and there's a piece of metal inside this frame rail. Listen really closely. You hear that? It's like ringing a bell. And what are we gonna do about it? Absolutely nothing. Oh, look at this. It's good. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's just gonna have a little rattle. It's gonna keep the rust from forming inside of there, I guess. Some of you might be worried, oh, Simon, that's gonna wear through your frame. It's not. It's not. Oh, Simon, you're gonna hear it rattling going down the road. Have you seen the rest of the car? I'm gonna hear everything but that. So it's in there. You know it's in there. I know it's in there. Nobody else is gonna know. So don't tell anybody. That's our little secret. It's a Simon Says Garage exclusive secret. You guys know that's in there. Anyways, enough with the flaws. On to the perfection. The next step in this equation is we now need to get our steps attached to our rails that we cut right at the beginning of the video pert near, and then figure out our width of our axle to figure out the width of our frame and the whole thing, and then we have 3/4 of our chassis done, knocked off the list. It's gonna be freaking perfect, people. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be okay. Let's do this. What we need to sort out is, do I lay this all out on the floor and tack it all together on the floor, holding it down with my body weight as best as possible? Or do we try and clamp what we can to our little table there and hold it down? I don't know that the table's big enough to support what we need to do. That's my problem. Maybe we try. Maybe we just try. Essentially, we just got to get the joint clamped down, right? Well, first of all, the table wasn't going to work. Not even going to get into it, but it wasn't going to work. And I know the concrete floor in the garage is not the ideal situation. I know the floor itself probably has a taper in it for drainage issues and whatever else may be going on in the garage floor that may have to do with concrete. I'm not an idiot, I know that. That being said, I don't have many options. I don't have a slab here or a frame jig or a frame table or a nice flat leveled surface that I can do this on. So we got to use what we got, and this is what we got, and it's a concrete floor. This section of the frame rail is level. This way, this way, this way, that way, whatever. It's all level. This is now leveled as well. I had to prop the one corner because either the garage floor is tipping off, low spot on the floor, it's tweaked a little bit, not tweaked, but warped a little bit from welding, whatever the case may be. So this is propped. So now this is the sitting level here. This joint is level with each other. That I feel is important. And we're at 90 degrees because that's what we need to be, 90 degrees. Will this all hold for welding? Oh, we're gonna just kind of start tacking her together and see what happens. That's as perfect as I think I'm gonna be able to get it in an imperfect situation. Now we just gotta flip her over and get the other side all tacked up and hope for the best, honestly. That's all we can do. Well, did this work? Was this a bad idea? Is this gonna bite me in the ass in the future? Well, that's future Simon's problem to deal with, right? Yeah. I hope I did everything as good as I could and as best as I could and as correct as I could. I don't know for sure, though. We won't know until we get to the problems that are gonna come from what I did and how I did it. But they're all welded together. Kept it as true and flush and plumb and level as I could. Ow. We now have 2 frame rails with steps. So with any luck, they're not wrong. Ooh. I mean, they look pert near the same. So that's a good sign. That's a really good sign, people. Yes. Now what do? We gotta figure out the width. That's what we gotta do. I'm all stuffed up. It's allergy season here, so breathing is difficult through the nose. So now I'm basically a mouth breather today. It's really fun. But what we gotta figure out is the width, because this is clearly not wide enough of a frame for what we're gonna do. We need to figure out our width of our axle to know the width of our frame, to know where we're gonna make everything fit the way it needs to fit, because of how large the rear end is on this one. So I now have to figure out where center is on this rear end and then figure out where we're gonna lay the frame rails, where the airbags are gonna land, where the 4-link is all gonna fit. We gotta figure that out so we can know how to move forward from here. It's just really that simple. I'm not sure the best way to do this. I have an idea though. I think if I drop a plumb bob from one side to the ground, mark the ground, plumb bob from the other side to the ground, mark the ground, measure to the center, find our center, mark it on the ground, up to the center of the rear end. Is that gonna work? I don't know. We're gonna try it though. Alrighty, people, we went back to the whiteboard. I told you, I'm like a real YouTuber now. Real YouTuber, using a whiteboard. It's convenient, honestly, that's why. I did as much measuring and checking as I possibly could by myself with the tape measure and then making marks on the concrete garage floor, which I should have swept before I even tried to do that. Oops. We found our approximate center as best, like I said, as best we could with the tape measure and doing it by myself, and then realized that the 24-inch frame width that I wanted to have was confirmed to be not gonna work. Not with the way I was gonna build it anyways. It's okay though, it's not that big of a deal. Like all our other problems, it's just a matter of solving it and moving on until we find the next problem. So here's what we got going on. The center of the axle, don't take this at scale. This is not, and I know it looks like a correct, accurate depiction, photo image of that rear end. It's not, it's just hand drawn. It's not real. I got the width that we needed. I found the center, then I found the width of the center section, which I knew was off-centered slightly, just because I've always known that you can just look at it and see that it's off-centered. So we found all our center measurements. We found how much it's offset one side or the other. Realized how much space we have, and we didn't have enough. We just didn't. So now we're gonna step our frame out to here, roughly, and have a 32-inch inseam, probably not inseam, inside dimension here. From inside rail to inside rail is gonna be 32 inches. It's gonna put our outside at 36, you know, because it's 2 inches wide. Does any of that matter? Is it gonna affect anything in the future? Actually, yes. Yes, it is. These dimensions are gonna be too wide for the front end of this car. But that is, unfortunately, as I like to say, a problem for future, Simon. Because we have to fix this problem before we can worry about that problem. We can't make that problem match this problem without fixing this problem first. It's just the nature of the beast, people. I'm gonna set these frame rails up here as best I can, kind of give you a visual of what I'm trying to do here and accomplish so you can see what I'm seeing in my head as best as I can demonstrate. There we go. Don't you fall. Don't you do it. Huh. Huh. Yep. So here's where we're sitting roughly. That's not exact, but you know, you're getting the gist of the situation. And we definitely don't look like we're square and true because she looks like she's getting wider as we get to this end. It's all okay. When we get to the point when we start locking her together, we'll get her dimensionally correct everywhere as close as we can get it anyways. What I'm trying to figure out here is where do I put everything? Like, where do I mount everything? Where do things go is the big question. In my head, I was always gonna put the airbags in the center and build a cradle, kind of like I did in my stroke box. I don't think that's gonna work on this one without making my frame much wider. We can put the airbag in here, but it's barely hovering above this. And the spring perch barely fits in there. Does that even matter? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if any of that matters. So we'll have the airbags on the outside, 4-link on the inside, same on that side. And we still got room for activities over here. Confession time, I have been staring at this thing for another 35, 40 minutes, trying to decide in this guy's head, this guy right here in my head, is this the right move? Once it's done, it's kind of hard to undo. It's not that it can't be undone, but you know, I'm already running short on steel because dimensions have already changed from what I originally thought I was going to need, but that's my fault because I'm not very good at the whole planning stage of this. Mainly because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. The next problem I'm having is cross members. Where to put them, how many to put in, where should I do it, how often should I have them? So I did a little research, and by research I meant I went to Google Images and looked at other people's frames and seen what they did and kind of just got a general ballpark idea of what people have been doing. So I'm gonna put one at the bottom here, probably a little this way of the 90-degree corner, and I'm gonna, you know, fish plate both sides of that anyway, so that'll be fine. I'll have to do something up here and something up there, because there's probably gonna be a lot of torque and stress back here with everything moving up and down and left and right and everything else. We will have to get something up here figured out for cross members, but I don't know what we're gonna need yet, because obviously I don't know where we're gonna kick the frame back in to get our narrowness that we need. So I'll probably just weld something across there for now, just to lock our 32 inches in, so we can get this thing as squared up and true as possible. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at. That's what I've been struggling with. It's just been more of a mental struggle. I know I can do it. It's just a matter of doing it the correct way the first time. The correct way as far as I can tell. We don't want to be a little kitty wampus, you know. We want that thing plumbed up and level and true. Stop doubting yourself, Simon. You got this. You got this. We built 2 frame rails by ourselves, people. We got the rest of it. This is tricky without a frame table or a jig or something to make sure everything's true and square and level. For me, it's difficult. And not knowing exactly where to put the cross member, that's also difficult. So we guess we are in 6 inches. I figure that's plenty. I can get a fish plate in the behind there yet. Gives me room to mount stuff back here if I need to mount stuff back here. I don't know that I do. Plus, it's going to have cross members up here in the kickover part. For me, I feel like the best option is I've measured back 6 inches on both of them, so I know where that point of reference is. I've got this section of frame rail level. Yep, still level. This section of frame rails level. And I got a 90-degree corner magnet holding it in place. I've checked it with the speed square. Everything seems as true and square as I can possibly get it. So I think we're going to get this side tacked. That'll become our reference for the other side of the frame rail. So we know if this is true and square and level, and if we level this to match this and true and square and level, we should be okay. Fingers crossed. I'll probably try some diagonal measuring too. That never seems to work out for me, but I'll try it and see what we come up with. Yeah, let's just stop delaying the inevitable, delaying what could possibly go wrong, and just find out what's going to go wrong. Just start doing it, Simon. I don't know why you stress about these things for. Just lay the welder in there and just buzz her away. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is you cut it all apart again. I know I overthink all this stuff, people. It's not a shock to me. Like, oh yeah, you're right. You're overthinking this, Simon. I know I'm overthinking it. It's just because I'm scared I'm going to screw it up. And then I overthink it and screw it up anyway. So why even bother overthinking it, I guess, is the moral of the story. We'll just connect that piece of metal there. That should be a ground, hopefully. I don't like these glasses with these helmets. They are not nice. Level, level, square, square. We have a tack in there now, people. We've tacked her together. Still looking square, still level, still level, still level, still level. I don't know that we can ask for much more than this. Now, as long as we haven't gone and really screwed all this up, nope, still square, still square, still level, still level, still level. So we should be locked and loaded right there, folks. Should be. Now we got to make this side work. My hope is if we line it up with our 6-inch mark, get everything squared and level as well, it should work. Or I am going to be very disappointed. One of the two outcomes is going to happen here. All right, so that looks okay. We're in the ballpark of the area. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. I do not. Level, level, level. Not so level. So she's tipped. So we're out of square, if you can see the gap in there in the corner, and we're out of level. So essentially, it's kicked out wide and leaning out. So we need to get it straightened up and leaned in. But how we do that, well, nobody really knows. I wonder, because I got no way to clamp anything, because I don't have clamps that are that big, unfortunately. I don't think. Maybe I do. Hold on. Sit tight. Don't go anywhere. Will this work? No, this is too short also. Damn it. So, I officially don't have a clamp that is large enough to lock this together. So, I'm wondering if I should get this stood up straight and tacked, but just one little tack, so I still got a little flex in it, but the tack will hold this square for us this way, maybe. Or do we just try and get it squared? Let's just try and get it squared. Let's just do it the exact same way we did this side. Maybe I can get the magnets to bring it in where I need it to go. Or I can wedge some stuff underneath there. That's better. That's better. All right, she just needed to be shimmed. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We can shim it. It's probably somebody watching this, hopefully, that thinks, just do A, B, and C, you'll make it work. And I don't know what A, B, and C is until they tell me in the comments, and then, well, usually it's too late. But I like to take that information for the next time and try and remember it for the next one. I don't know if it's obvious, guys, but I'm not really an expert in this field. Well, that looks pretty good, actually. I screwed my level up, but that's fine. That's fine. We can come back to that. It's difficult because there could be a little obscurity, imperfection in the steel itself. So at least that's what I'm telling myself to make myself feel better about it if it's wrong. Like right there is perfect. Right here's not. Why is that? Is something twisted? Nope. It's not perfect right there. I was wrong. Square, 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 square. Oh, this is locking it. I don't have any way of clamping it, so we're just gonna put, you know, body weight on it and hope it's good enough. I don't think I can ask for much more than what I've got here. It's level every which way to Sunday. It's true and square. They both measure the same. I don't know. I guess the one thing I didn't check is the measurement here. I mean, it's right there. Trust yourself, Simon. Frickin' trust yourself. First cross member officially in. Squared and level and true as we possibly can in our situation of a 2-car garage on the floor. Sweet! We are gonna put more cross members in. I've already gone and tacked in a spacer temporary cross member towards the front to make sure that stays the correct width, because I don't know how all that's gonna play out yet. So there's no point in putting a permanent cross member up there yet, if it even needs one. It probably does. I don't know these things. So where else are we gonna put cross members? Right at this black mark and right at that black mark, because, well, I don't have a good answer other than the fact that the air suspension's all gonna be back here. So there's gonna be a lot of flexing and torquing, and 4-link's gonna be mounted here. So I figure if it's overbuilt, it's better than being underbuilt. Maybe it's still underbuilt. I don't have these answers. I don't know. This is just what we're doing because it makes sense in my head, and it's probably wrong, but we're gonna go with it anyways. You guys might be wondering as to, like, Simon, why did you choose those 2 locations for these cross members? Well, my official answer is, oh, it just seemed like the good spot to have them. The big problem I've found so far is, though, she doesn't fit. We're not wide enough, people. It's not wide enough. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do and freak out. We're gonna force it to fit. Look, Greg came back to help, and that was a huge help because then it really helped squeeze everything together for me, because she was a little splayed out after we put that guy in there. Nothing we couldn't handle, though, could we, Greg? If you don't get that reference, then you need to go back a couple videos and see that video where I had did my door frames. Here, I'll post a link up here. You know, support a guy. Go watch that video too. Appreciate it. Anywho's, we did pretty darn good. I am super happy. Everything crisscrossed applesauce and all checks out as far as I can tell with my tape measure. So that's pretty darn good, I think. So we're probably just gonna get these guys burned in now. There's a very good possibility there's a measurement I should have taken that I didn't take, or a position I should have put these in that I didn't put them in, that I'm not gonna know until future Simon comes along and lets me know. So until then, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna lock it in, call it good, and then we'll have ourselves a complete full back half section of the frame done. Yes. I'm trying to keep my self-doubt in check on this part of the project. I know I've been pretty hard on myself on some of the stuff we've been doing in the old body over here, but trying to keep myself in check and remind myself, I can do this. Yes, Simon, you can do this. Maybe not well, but you can do it. So I don't know of any problems to report. I don't know of any issues we're gonna have until we have them. So if you got any comments or suggestions, I mean, here's my welds if you wanna see my welds. I mean, they're not perfect, but there's heat and penetration and hopefully enough bite there, we'll see. Like I said, we're gonna fish plate it to double secure it. Can I get away with 1/8 inch fish plates? Does it have to be 3/16? I have 3/16 plate, but 1/8 inch would be a little lighter. You know, I could get some 1/8 inch and we could fish plate it with 1/8 inch maybe. I don't know, I don't know what it needs to be, honestly. So maybe you could let me know in the old comments down there, because I'm sure I won't have that done by the time this video comes out. This is the way we're going. Like I said, I'm super happy with how this came out. I'm super glad I got it done to this point. I'm really curious how the front's gonna turn out, but we'll get to that. I don't know how that's gonna work out yet. I gotta figure out how we pitch the frame in. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be angles and stuff, and we all know how well angles work out for me. Straight and square is easier. Not easy, but easier. When we start, you know, bending things to an angle to match, to keep things true and square, I'm gonna struggle. Absolutely gonna struggle. But we're not there yet, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. Right now, we're still focusing on the rear end of the frame situation. And then we gotta figure out how it's all gonna fit in the body yet. I don't know. I am a little nervous that these may be a little high up in the back section here. I'm sure glad I kept it short back here, because that could have been a problem. I think it's gonna fit. It should fit. It's gonna fit. I'm not worried about it. It's gonna fit. Anyways, that's all for me this week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like, and as always, leave a comment. See you next time. Let's go get some dinner. It's dinner time. The sun's still up, but it's dinner time.